Do you have a system or recommendations for someone that's going for a promotion and they have this conversation with their manager has the expectations and they show the kind of gap between where they're at and the expectations, which generates this like to-do list of things to do or to accomplish? How do you make sure that you are highlighting that you are actually making progress and eventually checking off everything on that list? What's your recommended approach for someone that wants to do that?
Yeah, document everything. Document everything. If you worked on a huge feature that launched in production and it led to this kind of impact, document that. If you gave a talk, if you wrote a blog post, if you mentored a team member, if you interviewed, those are all performance based responsibilities or contributions that you've made. And look at it from three perspectives, right? Technical, team, and business impact. So, from a technical standpoint, what did you solve? What did you deliver? What did you do? Right? From a business standpoint, who did you work with outside of the team? How did you really like shape or contribute to why the business exists or your organization exists? And then from a team perspective, what did you do to ensure that the team continues to exist for a reason, right? And that can be, like I said, interviewing, documentation, mentorship, pair programming. Those are all great things. So I look at three perspectives like that. I document all of that stuff. And then I also ensure that there's a long record of that consistent delivery, consistent accomplishments, because that's the biggest thing when it comes to moving from a junior or mid-level employee to senior, is that consistency. You're showcasing how much experience you have to be able to own more scope of a technical project. So you do have to showcase like, okay, this is my momentum and this is now my trajectory and this is what I'm going to be like at that level. And usually what that means is if your manager doesn't do this, some managers don't do this. If you have an engineering ladder, look at the current expectations for the role that you're at now, and then look at the level above and the level above that. So look 2 levels above and look 1 level below if there's one below you. And the reason why you do that is because the level that you're at, you just want to ensure that you're meeting those expectations. If there's certain responsibilities, certain core competencies, make sure that you're meeting that. If you're pushing very aggressively on a timeline, ensure that you are picking 3 to 4 bullet points from the next level up and that you showcase that throughout quarters, throughout a couple of months, so that there is a record when it comes to building out a engineering promotion packet that will be sent to HR and business leaders and they'll have to approve it, right? That's how you get the promotion. And then the reason why you want to look 2 levels above is because, if you're getting into a staff or principal or senior, whatever the levels are for your company, oftentimes they're asking for things that like will take like 2 to 3 years to plan out. So you can accelerate that. I'm not saying that it will take 2 or 3 years to get to that level. Like I said, like this side comes first, the coaching, the mindset, believing that you're and operating at that level, and then getting to see it in your reality is the second step, right? So this comes first and this comes after. The reason why you want to look 2 levels above is so that you get a good sense of like, where do you need to be and how do you continue to take steps that meet to that level? So then so oftentimes this is a pitfall is someone will get a promotion and then they're stuck at that level. They're like, oh, then what? So ensure that you don't get stuck after you get that promotion by looking 2 levels up. And that's what I do for my direct reports who tell me like, hey, I want to grow as much as possible, as fast as possible. And there are people that are going to be eager with their careers, right? They'll say that. I'll be like, okay, cool. Let me put something together. It'll contain the responsibilities, expectations for where you are at currently, the role that you're serving in. This is to ensure that you're meeting those standards first, right? And it'll take 2 to 3 bullet points from the next level. And then I'll look at the top one. And they're all like when you keep looking up and up and up, it's like different levels of mastery. So what does that look like for the projects that they're going to be a part of? What does that look like on a day-to-day basis? That's what I do as a manager and provide examples for as a manager. So if you're not getting that this is additional advice. This is this is all the sauce, right? If you're not getting that from your manager, ask them or ask the people around you. What does your day-to-day look like? Pay attention. Like if there's a bunch of cards or user stories in your Kanban board or in your Scrum board, right? Or backlog, take a look at it. Like, what are they working on? How difficult does it look like? Measure it, estimate it. For where you are right now, what are they working on? And how do I continue to bridge the gap? Start small. Start small for yourself, especially if you just started or that you're in your early career. Really focus in on the skills that you're going to be building, because those are the skills that are going to take you into the future work that you now see like all your other team members working on.
If you enjoyed this clip, make sure you watch the entire video, which has a lot more content just like this. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our episodes where we talk to leaders in the tech industry, from software engineers to product managers to engineering managers, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and also click the notification bell.